Thank you very much. Permit me to stand.
On two extremes.
Permit me to stand.
Yes.
I am Farmer Samson Obole. My kind of farming is... No, I'm fine. Thank you so much. All right, thank you. My kind of farming is different, so I would first explain what I do before I come into my questions. I have three questions. I grow plants without the use of soil. I am the first Nigerian that grew yam in the air without soil in Nigeria. I was telling
this. I said
yeah.
When they said I said I have to come and see you.
Thank you so much, sir.
This is interesting.
Thank you, sir. So, I took time to study your policy, and what kept jumping out for me was...
Where you stay?
In Abeokuta, Ogun State.
In Abeokuta?
Yes, sir.
I must come.
We're happy to receive you. Happy to receive you. So, I studied your policy. What kept jumping out to me was consumption to production. We want to move from consumption to production. And my first question would be, looking at your agri policy, what is the focus? Is it food, income, or job creation? For the sake of the people, I would explain, because there is this assumption that once you do agriculture, agriculture is one and the same for food, income, and job creation, but that is far from the truth. Agriculture is a tool, and as a tool, we decide what we want to use it to unlock. I'll give an example. In IITA, back then, we have a slogan that if you want to feed people, grow cassava. If you want to make money, grow yam. Interpretation, there is a crop for wealth, there is a crop to feed people. If I want to feed people and I grow a crop for wealth, the farmers will be rich, the people will be hungry. So the question then becomes, what will drive the agri policy in your government? Is it food? Is it income? Or is it job creation?
All of it. I want to create the three. But let me be honest with you. This is very interesting. It is three of it. Because for a country like Nigeria, we need to be able to feed ourselves, which we are not doing today. We need to be able, and why did I say I'm going to visit you? And it's going to be very soon. Why do I say I'm going to visit you? It is interesting that my complaint and my agitation, if you like it, we have 60% of our arable lands all cultivated. I didn't even know that there's even way we can even do it without even the land, which now makes it exceptional. So, we can feed ourselves. We need to do that. We have 33% unemployment today and near 60% youth unemployment. So, and where can you unlock jobs? You start with agriculture, which leads to processing, manufacturing, everything. So, for me, that's why I said for everything, we need to feed ourselves. We need to be able to, invest value added, everything that will now help us into manufacturing and create jobs. But again, I want to learn more from you.
Thank you, sir. So my question number two, that was smart, but question number two, which would be, so whichever decision you choose to follow, I know you said you want to go with the three: food, income, and job creation. Unfortunately, there is usually an issue. The technology of choice differs based on the route you take. I'll give an example. With our farm, I have my colleague at the back. With our farm, for example, I can decide to automate my farm such that I control the whole farm from my phone. If I do that, I cannot create jobs. So I had to make a conscious decision to say, I want to create jobs, but creating that job reduced our efficiency, because where there are human beings, there are inefficiencies.
You can create a job, even without. Because the job might not be in the agriculture where you're doing production.
In the tech.
You're producing the tech, what you're producing,
That's
people
where
who
I'm
add
going to
value
start.
in it, those who do export, those who do this.
That's where I'm going to start. That's why I really wanted to speak after you.
So
Because the question now becomes, how are you going to help our agric institutions to train people for jobs of the future and not jobs of the
that
past?
is education. That's what we're talking about, education. You see, you now come where I said you can't talk about the.
Thank you very much. And good afternoon, everyone. And a huge well done to the organizers of this event. My name is Folawe Omekule. I'm a social entrepreneur, and I've dedicated my life's calling and purpose to working in education. And I believe that for any nation to truly reach its fullest potential, it would have to invest in education. And so I'm very delighted this afternoon to be engaging with you, Mr. Peter Obi, on your vision for education in Nigeria. And I'll go real quick to my question. My first question to you, sir. As of October 2022, 20 million Nigerian children have been out of school or are out of school. Despite the government's efforts through programs such as Better Education Service Delivery for All Children and the Open School Program, the number has continued to increase, almost doubling in the past 2 years. In a past interview, you mentioned that you believe that the solution to this problem lies in investing more money in the education sector. Considering the high levels of corruption in this country and other existing problems in the education system, what plans do you have that will work in tandem with this increased funding to tackle the issue? That'll be my first question.
Let me start. Let me stand on all existing protocols. And first, plead with all of us. I know you did ask me a question, but I need 2 minutes to explain one or two things. I want to plead with all of us. What I've always pleaded with people. What we say today is that we're coming to do youth dialogue, and I plead with all of us. What we are here to do, and what I want us to do, is far more serious than issue of taking picture, being excited about me or anything, because we're near collapse, and nobody wants to be a refugee. So drop everything tonight, this morning, this afternoon, about His Excellency. My name is Peter Obi. I'm applying for a job of serving this country, and it's very serious. Leadership and what I do in office must be demand-driven, not supply-driven. And if it's going to be a demand-driven, that is what we are here. I want you to get out your phone. When they ask question, listen to what I'm saying. Tape it, so that tomorrow you can say, I met this man. He said he would do this. Look at what he's doing. What we've been doing in this country is that people get up, we don't listen to them, we don't hear what they say. When they go into the office, they start doing the opposite. And when you ask them, they said, oh, that's not what I said. Or what I saw when you entered. What were you seeing when you were promising? We want you, so please, let's take it more serious. It is a serious engagement. I didn't know Chinasa. I'm meeting the young lady here for the first time today. Maybe we met one or two places, but she's been consistently texting me and sending me message every day. And I said, okay, whatever this woman is doing, let me follow her to the place. Whatever it is. People ask me, as I was coming here today, everybody was asking me, this place is going, do you know discipline? I said, I don't know the woman, but she's been consistent saying, you need to sit down and talk with the youth. For me, I don't care whether these seats are filled, even if there are 3 youths here who are serious. I want to discuss with those 3 youths. So I didn't leave my place to come here to listen to music or dance. I left to come here to discuss with 1 or 2 youths I found. Societies are not changed by everybody. Few people change society. For me, she's a change agent. That's why she can text me every day. Otherwise, she didn't text me to come for her birthday. She texted me and said, the youth wants to dialogue with you. So I followed her. She could have been anybody. Yeah, like I said, everybody was asking, do you know her? Have you met her? I said, I don't know, I've met her. She's not going to kill me. Let me go there. Whenever I see her, so it's serious. So back to your question. The reason why I said is I want us to take it serious. 1 hour, if we're 2 of us here, I want to answer the questions. I also want to learn. I don't know everything. Anybody who knows everything to me is an idiot. It shouldn't be seen around me. I want to learn equally. I want to know, because by listening to you, I'm learning also. I don't want to know what to do. The main job of a leader is to listen and learn. Aisha will tell you, we argue from time to time and say, Aisha, if I know everything, you think I will be here. I don't know everything, so I'm also learning. Very good question. One of the reasons why Nigeria is where we are today, number 1 reason is education. It's improved everywhere on the surface of the earth. That the more educated you are, the better, more developed you are. In fact, what differentiates a developing and underdeveloped place is education. Nothing else. Because while you can say that the measure of development is Human Development Index, if you look at it, life expectancy, which is supposed to be number 1, is health. You can't talk about health, you have to talk about education. The other is number 3, number 2 is the education. Number 3 is per capita income. You can't improve people's per capita unless they're educated. So you can't have 20 million people out of school and you won't be going through the problems, among other things, like having 1.3 million people living in poverty. Education, we need to do more investment in education. I know you brought the issue of corruption. Yes, what is invested has not been properly managed. But even that investment is too low for a country of our size. I have checked it across at least a dozen countries. It is unacceptable. If you go today, our national education budget for the past 5 years, 6 years actually, and when I talk about 6 years, I'm talking about between 2016 and 2021. It's about 3.6 trillion naira. 6 years. That is not up to 1 year of South African budget in education. In 2021, their budget is 387 billion rand. If you convert it with the rate of exchange and convert our own with the rate of exchange, you find out that what they spend in 1 year is about what we spent in 6 years. South Africa is 60 million, we're 200 million. That's supposed to be the second biggest economy in Africa. Go and compare with Ghana. I compared it with I don't want to even go to places like Indonesia, perhaps the same thing, Philippines and everything I show you. It is too low. We need to increase our education budget, and what still, our education budget in 6 years, even combined with health, is not up to our expenditure this year on subsidy. Nobody does that. You cannot subsidize fuel and not spend on education. How do you solve this? You need to increase your spending. You need to increase your supervision in education. Education is one aspect where I would say, as governor of Anambra State, we moved education from low to high. When I became governor, we had 2 issues in education. One is that Anambra of secondary schools and primary schools being closed for 2 years. 2001 and partly 2002 was underfunded, poorly supervised, and we had a case where we had a girls-boys ratio that was very troubling. We had 80% of the schools were girls, 20% were boys. So the boys didn't find any reason to go to school again. So it was a huge problem we needed to tackle. The result is, I don't need to stand here telling you what we did and what we didn't do. All I can say to you, today in Anambra State, which you can go and verify, you see that the students, the boys have overtaken the girls again. How did we bring them back to school? We didn't have to feed them. We didn't have to do anything. We went all the way to start. First, that we returned the schools to the missionaries who were the owners, funded them directly. That's where the corruption you're saying is. But I give you an example of what happened to us. That we have universal basic education in Abuja. They receive the money for education. We have the same thing in the state. We have the same thing in local government. So when money is received from Abuja, it comes to the one in the state. The one in the state goes through local government before it gets to school. So we say, well, listen, why can't the money go from you back to school? Because we find out that all these toll gates, by the time the money gets to its destination, is reduced. So we decided to abolish the toll gate. There's no need, money must go direct to school. The first memo I got is that is not how it's done. We are supposed to do contract. I said, why can't the principal be in charge? Why can't we give the principal the money and hold you responsible for the contract? Why must we go and do contract and worry ourselves with the principal and everybody? Since the money is meant for school, give it to the principal. Let the teachers and the parent association manage the money. The result was phenomenal. And that's what we did. So we gave the money back to school. Our performance or non-performance reduced. In fact, in one of the videos being circulated now, you see where Governor Wike then as Minister of Education said that when they came here, because petition got to the president, now we were going, or I was going, not going to the financial guideline financial guidelines that they will go through all these toll gates. But my own was that they will go straight to the school. So they said that it wasn't going through the financial and service guideline. So they sent people from Abuja to come and supervise the guideline. When they saw what we were able to do, they found out that how the guideline needs to go. Because it's not necessary. This money is here, school is here, let it go direct here. Why all this transit? So that's where the corruption is. Take money back to school. But we need to increase the funding, we need to increase the support, and that can only happen if we appreciate the place of education in development. These are those school children. We are mainly in the north. I said what I'm going to do with them. You would think they can learn. It's wrong. Shockingly, the so-called out of school children have all learned Quran. So what you need to do with them is to meet them where they're learning Quran and where they have the commands and teach them skill.
A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
If you teach them skill there, we're not the most populous Muslim country in the world. Indonesia is. Yet, Indonesia they don't have millions of out of school children. They don't have, their unemployment is under 10%. Egypt is a Muslim country. They too have less than 10% unemployment and they have skills. These are people who can learn how to be carpentry works, they can learn tiling, they can learn plastering. These are jobs that people are looking all over the world. If you go all over the world today, in the UK, everything, they are looking. If you go to Dubai, you find out that most of the cab drivers are from Egypt, from Indonesia, they are from all the Muslims, because they've been taught skills and they can speak English or French, as the case may be. In France, all the most cab drivers are from one of the Muslim countries or the other, and they're there. So ours is not unique. It's just that we must focus on how to teach these people skills which can help us. Today we are receiving $20 billion from remittances. We can actually export more people and double that. It's all part of engagement. In Philippines have ministry for overseas development and employment and everything. So it's not, we can organize all this. So for me, education is key. It's critical. I must be pursued. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for His Excellency. Please put your hands together for him. Thank you so much. Thank you. Your Excellency, you can have your seat, or you want to stand?
When you go to interview, stand. People who are interviewing you go to.
Fantastic. Please put your hands together for him. All right, sir. All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Well, I think he has one more question.
I'll ask one more question, right? Can I ask one more? Okay. I'll just go to my final question. Thank you very much, Mr. Obi. And my final question really is, when I think about some of the key ingredients that make things happen in government, they are political will, which I think you express very much, human resource and financial resources. And I think you've also talked about the financial resources and investment. And what I wonder is what your plan will be. What I wonder is what your plan will be to identify your heads of education. I think it's very important, especially just looking back at the last 8 years, when we just recently had the current Minister for Education say that, his leadership or his tenure was a failure. I wonder what your plan will be to nominate those that will drive the vision that you have for education.
Thank you. Well, I'll answer it across. Let me tell you, no one person today, not even Peter Obi, can solve problem in Nigeria today. Waste everybody's time. Nigeria needs today. And don't think it's going to be a party affair. Labor people are here. No. You're going to hire the best today. If I have opportunity of serving this country, we're going to have government of national unity. And we're going to bring people who are competent no matter where they are in the surface of the earth, as long as they're Nigerian. When I became governor, 60% of my commissioners, I met them for the first time on the day of swearing in. And like I told all of them, go and ask them, if people agree with me in 3 meetings, everybody will go. You're here to disagree. I know what I'm talking. I want people to disagree with me. We want to save Nigeria. Nobody is going to answer president now. You're the team leader to save our country. When we save it, we can bring principal, we can bring president. Today is about saving this country from collapsing. Otherwise, all of us will be refugees somewhere. So we're going to hire best. Commissioner for Education, when I went to Anambra, my first in my life, I met her the day she was sworn in. And when she went to her first school visit and came back, and I said, Commissioner, I want to visit every secondary school in Anambra State. He said, no. Like this, I said, Commissioner, I want you to do that. I want you, every senior prefect must have my phone number. They must reach me directly. We must solve this problem. Like I told the universities, there's no way every university union president will not have my phone number. We must deal with this issue and solve it. When we solve it, anything can happen. But for now, we are in mess and we must clean it up. So clean it up will not look at anybody's face. If I'm looking for the people to hide, you can see people who are, and go and check all the people who are walking around with me today or going to places with me. They are not the best people that you can. Otherwise, I won't have any time for Chinasa. I have more political people who wants to take me to a better place than Chinasa. Taking me out of my holiday, supposedly holidays now. Come here to meet youth and talk where, you know, say nothing will come out of here. They're not even going to have better food. So, why did you carry me come here? So, but we are going to work hard now. It's a different country. As I'm going about taking names, I want to have young, dynamic people who can say, no, we can't take this. You know, I shall travel with me with one young person somewhere. It was a shocking thing. I was asked a question. A youth said I shouldn't answer the question. It's not a question meant for my age. I can't let this person know. He said, she will answer that question. And I said, okay, you answer it. And what they answered, the people will wonder whether I came here to fight them. But that's the reality of what we find ourselves. What made all those countries work was the people they were able to recruit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Peter Obi, for this youth engagement. So I'm going to be asking you 2 questions, and that borders on the incoming government. So here I represent the blockchain sector, which is IT and tech, right? And we know that in this current 4th industrial revolution, blockchain is one of the major drivers of the 4th industrial revolution. All right, and we've seen so many things that the blockchain technology can solve, and it's already been implemented in other countries. Talk about a country like Estonia, who has over 90% of its system running on blockchain now. And of course, we could use blockchain even in agriculture, in education, in tech, in law, in manufacturing, supply line management and all of that. So I want to ask, my first question is, what is the stand of your government when you come in as president concerning blockchain technology? Then my second question also is bordering on the most popular known use case of blockchain technology, which is cryptocurrency, that borders on the financial aspect of the blockchain solution. And majority of your supporters are youths. And I can tell you categorically, being an executive and the president-elect of the Blockchain Association in Nigeria, that we have over 17 million young people who are already interacting with blockchain and cryptocurrency. And this present administration has a hostile approach to cryptocurrency. And if you look at a country like Dubai that has created an economic free zone for cryptocurrencies, it has made majority of the global crypto companies to move to Dubai to set up office, which is a plus for their government. And currently, the business and sector is being hampered in this present situation in Nigeria. So I want to ask, when you get into government, will you also take the same hostile approach of this government to on cryptocurrency, or would you take the kind of approach that Dubai as a state has taken to open up a new sector that it's benefiting massively from? Thank you, sir.
I wish you told you what happened when they called you.
I asked him, I said, why did PO look back to look at me when my name was called?
I told him, I said, when he was mentioned, I said, this currency thing, I don't know it. Well, let me tell you, whatever will make this country work, the only difference I can tell people is that whatever will make it work, I'm going to have, and we will, and that we discuss every day, and he knows, we're going to have youth and women driving this process. And whatever they want that will make it work, I will stand with them.
So,
I'm not going to, you see, there's no way you can prevent an idea. You can't stop an idea. You'll be stopping yourself. Those who live in yesterday and today will miss tomorrow. So if the people have an idea about tomorrow, why don't you listen to them? It's very important. I want to listen about the idea of tomorrow. I'm not in it, probably, but I have people around me. My son believes in all that and everything, and I'll always tell him, I say, listen, hey, wait a minute. You know this, my little man, I want to hold you till because I don't know, I'm in the age I don't want to do magic. So you do it because you know what it is all about. For me, learning, listening and learning is the main number one job of a leader. You must listen and learn. I'm not just going to tell you what I'm going to do. I want you to educate me more on this. I'm going to exchange number, we'll exchange email, because I want to know. Because most happens to most of the times that people don't know and they want to create, I'm His Excellency. You can be an idiot and be His Excellency. And so learn from those who know. And if nobody says that not try to confess you with knowledge. No. Listen to people. There's professors who don't know anything. So I want to learn. I assure you that blockchain technology is driving a lot of process. We'll embrace it. In cryptocurrency, I will study it very well, what we can do, how it will affect us, where we are, and everything. And there's no way we will not listen. Where we think there's issues, we will communicate it. one of the main job of governance is communication. If you don't know, you learn. If you communicate, let people know what you're doing. What is happening here is that we have a deaf and dumb situation. We don't know where we are. We don't know where we are going. Nobody's telling us. So be rest assured, I want to learn.
Thank you very much, sir.